Hi, I'm Bonnie Barker with BonnieBayCrochet.com, and you've come to my 5 minutes of fiber talk. And in 5 minutes, we're just going to talk a little bit about how to choose yarn for a sweater, and or also something that anything you put in touch with your skin. You can also apply this to scarves, hats, and gloves, or any other of those things. But anyway, let's talk about sweaters. And I have some things from history here, my crochet history. Back when I was living in Florida, and I was still a teenager, I made this sweater for my mom and my dad. Okay, I made them matching sweaters. Now get this, we were living in South Florida. Okay, it's really warm down there, and we didn't even have air conditioning. Occasionally it gets cold, but not that often. I used whatever I had available, and this was the cheapest acrylic, probably the only thing that I could find as a kid back then. And I just wanted to show you, in some ways, it's in pretty good shape for being about 40 years old. But on the other hand, you can see there's a lot of kind of wear on the fabric. The acrylic did not hold up really well. And the funny thing is, these sweaters almost never got worn because it was never cold enough to really wear them. Okay? So, and the other thing is with acrylic is it makes me at least really hot. It heats me up when I wear acrylic. And it just wasn't a really good choice of yarn. But anyway, I did learn a lot of sweater construction at the time, and I kind of have moved on. Let me show you another sweater that I have worn a lot around the house. It's acrylic, and this was actually a prototype to a design that's in my book, Celtic Cable Crochet. And it's a lot of fun to wear around the house, but I don't wear it outside because you can see wherever yarn touches yarn, it has just really pilled very badly. It's still nice to wear on those cold moments, in the wintertime, but as far as the way it looks, it just doesn't look really good. And again, because the yarn that I chose was on the cheaper side, it was kind of a poor choice. So I just wanted to show that to you. Now let me show you something that has held up very well. This is one of my favorite ponchos to wear. This is in my book, Cable Crochet Made Easy. And this feels as nice as the day that I finished it. It's made out of 100% baby alpaca, and this is by Cascade Yarns. It was an investment for the yarn, but it's something that I always go to when I want to wear something outside. And I really enjoy wearing these. So I do have a couple questions I want to ask you whenever you're thinking about making, a special scarf and hat set or sweater or whatever. I want you to ask yourself, well, of those items in your personal wardrobe, which are the sweaters that you generally gravitate towards? Which is the go-to sweater that you go to and wear when you want to go out or just be comfortable around the house, whatever. Okay? Now, do you ever notice that there are some of those items perhaps in your wardrobe that you see in there available, but you kind of never want to wear them for whatever reason? And if you're like me, you probably need to go through your clothes again and just kind of get rid of those, because if you're not going to wear them, you don't even need to have them taking up space. But you ever wonder, why is that? Why is it that some things we go to wear all the time, and then other things we're like, no, I don't really want to wear that today. Well, that goes along with the second question I want to ask. I want you to check, what are these items made of? What are the sweaters made of that you love to wear? And what about the ones that you don't like to wear? And I actually went through my wardrobe a couple years ago and figured out that things that I love to wear as layering in the wintertime up in North, we're in Maryland here, are cotton sweaters, 100% cotton sweaters. On occasion, sometimes cotton with a little bit of acrylic, but I don't like to have a lot of acrylic, just mostly because it just heats me up and I just become very uncomfortable. But I find that I do wear cotton sweaters. So when I go to the stores, if I'm going to buy a sweater or perhaps buy yarn for a sweater to be crocheted, I generally tend to look for things that I really like. Okay, like I said before, I like the alpaca. I like cotton. Wool is very nice. I have a very beautiful Aran wool sweater, and I love to wear. So I will go for that. and these things stay in my wardrobe, and they get taken out of my drawers and worn because I just like them. So those are just some considerations I just thought I'd throw out there for you if you ever decide to get into making a sweater. And in a few months, we are actually going to be doing my first sweater video series, so you can maybe even give this a try. And just think, you'll be saving lots of money too. When I go to the stores now, if I see a beautiful sweater on a rack, the first thing I do is I touch it and I can try to guess the fiber. And if I see this beautiful sweater that I love the colors, but then I look at the tag and say, oh, it's 100% acrylic. Personally, I walk right by. I just keep going. I don't need to see any more at that point because I know that I won't wear it. Now, that's just me. If you're somebody who's by nature just very cold in the wintertime and you need the extra warmth, maybe acrylic is your go-to fabric, and that's fine. But I'm just trying to help you to see, help you to try to figure out what are your go-to fibers for your fabrics that you love to wear. And I hope this helps you. It's really worth taking the time to figure this out. And if you're going to make something later on with crochet or knit or whatever, it's always great to make it out of something that you will definitely be wearing. Hope this helps you guys. God bless. Bye-bye.